I've created the best way to do research on eBay. We're going to go to the sold column on $100 plus. We're going to go to sell through and select 41 to 70%. And we're going to go for Lululemon. Lululemon is a massive, massive brand. That's 56,000 sold, 128,419 listed. Across the whole brand, it's a 43% sell-through rate. That sell-through rate is actually not very good across the board. But there's so much volume in here that it is worth talking about. We can find out if there is anything in here that is selling at 100% more. Okay, so we're going to go to the search bar. We're going to type in Lululemon. That's the last brand that shows up. And we're going to go and clear our filters right here. Lululemon Athletica popped up. I do not like this crossover. It is very, very rare that you find anything of value with Lululemon Athletica. It's an older brand crossover. We're going to t-shirts. There's a lot of volume on t-shirts between 0 and 35, but the volume drops off a lot any above that. If I had to guess, I'd say a lot of this stuff is selling between $10 and $20. You don't want to pick this up unless you're picking up for. If you can pick up 5 of these for $1, you're probably okay. Pre-owned button-ups, there is still good volume in here. There's going to be stuff like the stretch commission shirt, maybe some just regular button-ups. Polos, there's great volume between 0 and 35. It's 27% sell-through, not great, but we got 2,631 sold. With the brand Lululemon, you are going to have to make sure that you have perfect listings. The listing has to be perfect because eBay has to be able to get it to the customer's eyes. And the best way you can do that is to make sure you do all of what eBay is asking from you on the listing. You got to fill out all the item specifics you can and have good photos and measurements. Dress shirts. Dress shirts is a less common category for Lululemon to be posted in. It may actually end up benefiting you in the end, but it is not a lot of volume. The sell-through is higher, but that's only 30 sold. Considering there's 2,105 solds and 30 solds between the dress shirts and button-ups, that is pretty damning. You're going to want to stay away from the dress shirts category. Coats and jackets, there's still pretty good volume in here. It's 818 sold, 1,519 listed. Not the greatest volume though. We do have, honestly, that's pretty decent sell-through for something that's going out of fashion. Lululemon is unfortunately going out of fashion. Mostly their pants are left as far as what's selling well. You come up here to $60 to $100, and there's 283 sold, 477 listed for about 60% sell-through rate. You're going to want to be careful with this and make sure you have perfect listings. No suits, jeans, nope. Sweaters. Sweaters are doing okay. Not great. That's 154 sold, 322 listed, $0 to $35. You're going to have to get really specific on style and size and color, pattern, all that stuff to make sure what you actually found is worth picking up. Pre-owned pants. 0 to $35, that's 8,141 sold. There's still great volume within the pants on Lululemon, but that's also within 0 to 35. 35 to 60, the volume is about the same for listed, but it cuts in half for sold. So there's a 33% sell-through rate, but that is also still 3,771 sold, but 11,000 listed. You can pick up this item and sell, but you do need to make sure that you are getting very specific about what you're looking at. The size matters, the inseam length matters, the color matters, the pattern matters, even the fabric type matters. All of it matters. It is getting a lot more difficult to sell Lululemon. You need to be perfectly aware that every piece of Lululemon that you find out in the thrift store, out in the field, is not necessarily going to be what you want to pick up. The shorts do have good volume still. It's 3,517 sold between 0 and 35, but that volume drops off pretty harshly between 35 and 60. It is gray across the board. Not great sell-through. Very competitive. The swimwear too, not a whole lot of volume here. Not a lot of sell-through either. You want to be really careful about the swimwear. Activewear. Activewear is a little bit too broad, but we can go to the hoodies and sweatshirts. We see that we got 3,061 listed, 2,925 sold for a 95% sell-through rate across the brand. But we have finally found some green. The hoodies and sweatshirts between $0 and $35 are selling at 159% sell-through rate. That's 621 listed, 933 sold, so it's not bad. You go up, and the volume actually increases as you go higher in price, 35 to 60. The volume goes up, sell-through goes down a little bit, but that is still pretty good. 1,709 listed, 1,651 sold. Above that, sell-through rate drops off, and you lose a lot of volume. You're probably not going to be getting stuff sold at the $100 plus category range unless you're selling lots. Activewear tops is going to be stuff like quarter zips, really common to find. That's 9,516 solds and 19,380 listed. But that's a 49% sell-through rate. There probably is some styles left over. It's still hovering around in the brand that are worth picking up because they do have 100% sell-through above $100. I would go in and check that. You could also be looking at a bunch of lots that are put together because Lululemon is just that high volume. Activewear pants, $0 to $35, we got 88% sell-through rate, 364 listed, 3,217 sold, between 0 and 35. $35 to $60, 4,841 listed, 2,709 sold. Pre-owned activewear jackets, not very good. There is some sell-through here, some volume between 0 and 35, but again, we want higher volume, higher value, and it's just not showing up anymore. All right, activewear shorts. I'm going to have to guess that these are probably lots. Given the amount of volume down here and the handful of stuff up there, I'm guessing there's a bunch of sellers out there who are actually just listing lots and selling them in bulk. Tracksuits. I've never actually found a Lululemon tracksuit. It would just be a top and a bottom. They may just put them together. I think the At Ease line would probably look good as a tracksuit. It's kind of a textured knit. Sleepwear and robes. And women's pre-owned clothing. We can go through the women's pre-owned clothing and stuff. I don't normally do that, but it isn't looking good for tops, blouses. We'll go through here until we actually find some green. And it doesn't look like we're going to. The dresses. Apparently there's a handful of dresses from Lululemon. They have a decent sell-through between 0 and 35, but honestly, 57% sell-through is not good enough. It's decent, but it's not good. Pre-owned coats and jackets. There is some volume here. That's 1,408 sold and 5,208 listed, but we do not have any green anywhere. The pre-owned pants are not selling well. Skirts, shorts, sweaters, suits, and blazers. I'm going to have to guess that these are probably jackets that may be misplaced in a different category. That's 3 sold and 11 listed. That's not a whole lot of volume there. Activewear in general. Hoodies and sweatshirts, we're still not seeing any green on the board. Activewear pants, activewear tops. The activewear shorts are about a 50% sell-through rate for women's right now. Not great. That's still a lot of volume, 9,875. If you are searching only for Lululemon at a thrift store, you're going to be stuck between two facts. Lululemon does not have great sell-through anymore. There is a lot of competition, and the thrift stores are pricing them up. People know about Lululemon now in the thrift store, and they just keep pricing them up whenever they find them. Tracksuit sets. It seemed like there actually is some decent volume here, or some decent sell-through here finally. So it's 55 listed, 155 sold, for 272% sell-through rate between 0 and 35. You're going to want to go in and look at the details of what that actually is, but you look at the tracksuit category, you actually can find some value. Sports bras, skirts, and skirts. All right, seems about it. All right, thanks for your time.